Introduction to Xvidcap. In this tutorial we will see what is Xvidcap, how to install and configure it, how to install a media player called Xine, how to record demos using Xvidcap, how to playback the recordings using Xine, what are the limitations of Xvidcap, and how the editings can be done. Xvidcap is an open source tool that can capture movement on the X Windows screen. Other similar tools are Cam Studio, Screen Hunter, and Desktop Screen Record. Xvidcap is an open source tool and hence it is free of cost. It is very easy to use and it supports on-the-fly encoding as well as frame capture. In on-the-fly encoding, the encoding of the captured frames is automatically done by FFmpeg, whereas for the frame capture option, the encoding is left to the user. It supports multiple file formats like MPEG, AVI, etc. The requirements of Xvidcap are: on the software front, operating system like Fedora Core 3 and above should be present. Some media player like Xine M-Player should be there. On the hardware front, a sound card capable of full duplex operation, headphones, and microphone should be present. Before actually getting into the installation procedure, we will see at some concepts. Yum, the Yellow Dog update modifier, is a tool for installing, updating, and removing packages and their dependencies on RPM-based systems, like Fedora Core. Yum automatically computes dependencies and figures out that what all should be done before the actual installation of packages takes place. All the software does not come with Fedora Core. For example, support for DVD players, MP3, etc. is not present there. But there are several repositories for Fedora that provide these additional softwares. For example, fresh RPMs, DAG, new RPMs, AT RPMs, drives, etc. For installation of Xine, we need to use such repositories. Commands required for this are listed in the coming slides. By executing these two commands on the shell prompt, the repositories for Fedora 5 can be set up. Then for the installation of Xine Media Player, this command should be executed from the shell so that Yum takes care of all the dependencies. Xvidcap is not ported with the repositories, so it is manually downloaded from the internet. This package is downloaded from this address. Then the user should go to a directory called /etc and edit a file called yum.conf. This is a configuration file, and a flag called gpg-check should be set to a value 0. Then we go to the folder where this package was downloaded and execute this command so that Yum locally installs this package for us. For doing the configuration of Xvidcap, we need to edit a file called .xvidcap.scf located in the root directory. This file contains various parameters like frames captured, file pattern, maximum frames to be captured, maximum time for which the capture should be continued, quality, compression rate, etc. This is a typical configuration file. Frames per second indicate that how many frames should be captured in 1 second. This value should be cleverly chosen. If it is very low, then audio lags behind the video, that is, the audio and video go out of synchronization, and if it is very high, then the quality of audio and video becomes very poor. This parameter indicates the name of the recorded file. Even if all the other parameter values are kept unchanged, when you start a fresh recording, then make sure that you come to the configuration file and change the value of this parameter. Otherwise, the older demos will be overwritten. Maximum frames and maximum time. These two parameters indicate that how many maximum number of frames should be captured and for how much time the capture should continue. If it is set to 0, it indicates that unless the user interactively stops the capture, it will continue. Quality. The default value is 75. This indicates the encoding quality. Compression rate is indicated by this flag. If the value is kept to some non-zero constant, then frame drop can occur. Whether to use the shared memory option of X11 or not is indicated by a flag called SHM. In the manual pages, it is mentioned that the value should be 16 by default and it should not be manually changed. The codec to be used by FFmpeg for encoding is shown or is indicated by codec flag. Here it is MPEG-4. What kind of mouse pointer should be recorded is indicated by this flag. If the value is 0, then no mouse pointer is recorded. For a white mouse pointer, the value should be 1, and for a black one, it should be 2. Audio flag, if set to 0, audio is not captured, and for audio capture to continue, the value should be 1. Audio in is the device from which the audio should be grabbed. The default value will be /dev/dsp. Sampling rate is the audio rate, and bit rate is audio bits. The number of audio channels are indicated by this flag. 1 is for mono. Continue flag tells us that after the maximum number of frames or the maximum time for which the capture should be done is over, whether the capture should be continued in a fresh file or not. For testing of sound card, we open the terminal and execute this command, system config sound card, and play the test sound. To check for the full duplex mode, we execute this command from the shell, arch shell status, and see if the mode is set to full duplex. If it is not, then we need to invoke K control. By pressing Alt and F2 keys in cascade, we can invoke K control. Then we go to sound and multimedia, sound system, hardware, and we check for the full duplex mode. For the mixer settings, we open ALSA mixer from the shell prompt by typing ALSA mixer there. To come to the PCM tab, we use the right and left arrow keys, and to change its value, we use the up and down arrow keys. To come to the capture tab, we use the tab key, and similarly we change the value of the capture button. To come out of the ALSA mixer, we use the escape key. The PCM value should be kept to 55 and capture should be kept to 80. The procedure for recording is open Xvidcap by typing Xvidcap on the command prompt, resize the window, start capture, playback the recorded file. When you invoke Xvidcap from the command prompt, this GUI pops up. To adjust the size of the red capture window, use the third button from right, and to start the recording, click on the red button. More information can be located at this address. For playing back the recorded demos, there are two ways to do this. One is from the command prompt. We open the shell prompt and type Zine followed by the file which is to be played back. After execution of this command, the recording will be played back. And second option is through GUI. For this, we invoke Zine, we click on the popped up window, right click, then check show controls so that this GUI comes, and then we can browse for the required file and play it back. Limitations of Xvidcap are as follows. Manual resizing is not present once the recording has started. Full screen capture is absent. There is no interactive selection control on the configuration file parameters, and the pause button stops the recording session. Editing is not possible with Xvidcap. For this, we need to use a tool called AVI Demux. Thank you.